Something is lurking in the shadows of Latin America, a creature whispered about in fear. No one sees it coming until it strikes. Dead animals, drained of blood, no footprints, no trace. Is it a modern myth, or something far more sinister? To trace the roots of the Chupacabra legend, we must journey back to 1995 to the small, rural town of Canovanas, Puerto Rico. It was here under the tropical moonlight that something terrifying was first reported. That summer, dozens of livestock, goats, chickens, and even cats were found drained of blood, their bodies eerily intact, except for small puncture wounds, usually at the neck. The strange pattern baffled authorities. Panic spread fast. One woman, Madeline Tolentino, gave a description that would ignite the fire of folklore. She claimed to have seen a creature unlike anything natural standing on two legs, with leathery skin, alien-like eyes, and sharp spines down its back. Media across Latin America dubbed it the Chupacabra, literally, the goat sucker. The name stuck, but the origins, much more murky. Some believed it was a genetic experiment gone wrong, an escapee from secret US labs. Others pointed fingers at extraterrestrial visitors, and a few tied it to the long-standing legends of vampire-like demons in Caribbean folklore. But whether beast, alien, or myth, one thing was certain: something had stirred the fears of a people, and the Chupacabra was born. As the legend grew, so did the sightings. From Puerto Rico to Mexico, and soon into the southern United States, people claimed to have seen the Chupacabra with their own eyes. I walked out after hearing the dogs barking like mad. That's when I saw it crouched by the goat pen. It looked up at me with these glowing red eyes. Then it was just gone, vanished. Descriptions varied wildly. Some called it a hairless, canine-like monster, limping on all fours. Others insisted it walked upright, a reptilian beast with claws and fangs, standing nearly 4 feet tall. Despite the differences, one detail remained constant in almost every account: the blood-drained animals, and the chilling feeling that something unnatural was watching from the dark. In Texas, local law enforcement began documenting report. One deputy in 2004 described a bizarre encounter involving a creature with no hair, blue-gray skin, and a row of sharp teeth. Whatever it was, it didn't act like a normal animal. It didn't run scared. It stared at us, like it knew what it was doing. From ranchers to hikers, from small towns to big cities, the Chupacabra was everywhere and nowhere. But with each new sighting, the line between myth and reality grew harder to define. By the early 2000s, the Chupacabra legend had already taken root in popular culture, but not everyone was convinced it was a blood-sucking cryptid from the shadows. So what could it really be? Scientists proposed a more grounded explanation. According to wildlife experts, many Chupacabra sightings were likely coyotes, foxes, or dogs infected with severe mange skin disease that causes hair loss and horrific deformities. These animals look terrifying, no doubt about it, but they're sick, starving, and confused. Their strange appearance and erratic behavior can easily fuel monstrous interpretations. And those infamous blood-drained animals, turns out, they may not have been drained at all. Many vets suggest that predators often bite the neck and leave minimal blood, especially in hot climates where blood quickly settles internally or dries. But not everyone bought the scientific explanation. Others believe the Chupacabra is no misidentified coyote. They point to UFO sightings, cattle mutilations, and secretive military bases. Some even suggest the creature is the result of alien experimentation or a government bioweapon gone rogue. The timing is no coincidence. Puerto Rico has U.S. military facilities. Locals saw strange lights in the sky long before the attacks began. And then, there's the theory that Chupacabra was born from fear itself, a modern myth fueled by media frenzy, cultural anxiety, and human imagination. Every generation has its monsters. In the digital age, stories spread faster than fact. The Chupacabra became a meme long before memes existed. Whether it's a diseased dog, an alien creature, or a symbol of deeper fears, the Chupacabra continues to evolve in the shadows of doubt. While most trace the Chupacabra back to 1995 Puerto Rico, some believe this creature has haunted the human imagination far longer, hidden in the myths of ancient civilizations. Across Central and South America, oral traditions speak of mysterious beings, nocturnal predators that drank blood, stalked livestock, and disappeared without a trace. The Aztecs told tales of the Tlahuelpuchi, a vampire-like shapeshifter that preyed on the vulnerable at night. In Mayan lore, the Camazotz, or Death Bat, was a fearsome god associated with darkness, sacrifice, and blood. Many indigenous blood-sucking creatures weren't seen as monsters, but as symbols representing disease, famine, or spiritual imbalance. Still, their behaviors sound eerily familiar to what we now call the chupacabra. Even in Chile and Argentina, ancient Mapuche stories mention creatures that attacked herds in the night, leaving nothing but punctured wounds, fear, and unanswered questions. So is the chupacabra a modern myth with ancient roots, a fear reborn for a new age, or are we simply connecting dots where there are none? From myth to monster, from ancient gods to alien nightmares, the truth may be buried deeper in our past than we ever imagined. Despite decades of skepticism and science, the chupacabra refuses to vanish. If anything, it's evolved not just in folklore, but in real-world investigations.
Across the Americas, teams of cryptid hunters, journalists, and even scientists continue the search, armed with drones, trail cams, and DNA kits. They're determined to find proof or debunk the myth for good.
We're not saying it's real, but there's something out there. Locals know their land and they know when something's off. Over the years, several chupacabra corpses have been recovered. Bizarre, hairless animals with sunken eyes and elongated jaws. Most are later identified as coyotes, raccoons, or foxes afflicted with mange, but not all. In 2007, a strange carcass found in Texas puzzled biologists. DNA tests revealed a mix of canine and unknown markers, possibly degraded genetic material, but it fueled the fire of belief. Scientifically, nothing supernatural was confirmed, but the data wasn't clean. We couldn't say with absolute certainty what it was. From blood-sucking beast to pop culture sensation, the chupacabra has come a long way. Once confined to rural whispers and local panic, the chupacabra has now taken its place alongside Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and Mothman as one of the world's most famous cryptids. It's been featured in cartoons, horror films, novels, and even X-Files style conspiracy shows. It's a cryptid, yes, but also a celebrity monster. People love the unknown, and the chupacabra, half real, half legend, offers that perfect blend of fear, curiosity, and fun. On the internet, the legend only grows. Dozens of alleged sightings, video breakdowns, and cryptid YouTube channels keep the chupacabra alive in the digital age. More than just a creature, the chupacabra is now a global symbol of the strange and unexplained, a creature of modern folklore that thrives not just in dark woods, but in imaginations everywhere. Not all monsters dwell in the shadows. Some were destined to end the world. In our next mythic journey, we dive into the Norse apocalypse, where a massive wolf, born of gods and chaos, awaits his time to break free. Meet Fenrir,
the beast fated to kill Odin.
Subscribe now and prepare for the end of days.